Okay, hi, welcome to the Little Manchester Kitchen. Today we're cooking beef burgers with sweet potato fries. We're going to do the burgers with a dressing of some blue Stilton, mustard and some onion chutney as well. Okay, so the ingredients that we've got about 250 grams worth of beef. We're doing a big burger each. We've got 2 sweet potatoes. We're going to peel those, chop those up and get them roasting. Going to get the oven preheated for that. Onion, that's going to be sliced, fried nice down low. Tomato again for dressing, and blue Stilton and the brioche buns. Nice and simple. Okay, so we've got the oven preheating now to 200 degrees. We're just going to start with the sweet potatoes. So just peel those, and we're going to slice them into kind of wedge fry shapes. Okay, so I've just topped and tailed it, and then we'll go through the middle. Probably need a sharp knife, and then through the middle again, and shrink when they're cooking. So you want them this kind of size. We've got a pre-oiled tray. We're going to rub a bit more oil over the top of them, a little bit of salt, and then just get them cooking. Okay, so it's just a few twists of salt, and then we're using some cold pressed British rapeseed oil. It's got quite a high cooking temperature compared to olive oil, so it can take going in the oven at 200 degrees, which is what we've got it set to. And you just massage that in, so that they're all got enough covering. Doesn't need to be soaked in it, just lightly covered. Okay, so I'm just going to grate a little bit of bread into the bowl before we put in the meat. Just give it a bit more texture, a bit more bind.
How much bread are we using?
I've cut half a slice of bread off a smallish loaf. You don't need much. I'm just putting a tiny bit of oil on as well. It helps when you're just rubbing it all together for it to get stuck in. And then 5 or 6 big twists of black pepper and a few twists of salt. If you've got some rosemary, that's excellent to flavour a burger as well. Just so happens we've got some here. And we're just going to knead that all together and mix it into one well mixed lump. Get the bread evenly spread. Okay, so we've got the pan that's currently heating up to a high heat. You want kind of a medium-high heat. Just split the burger into 2 balls of the burger meat. And then just from the ball in your hand, just gently work it outwards. You want it to stay together but flatten down. And then once you've got it to a roughly disc shaped, just put a little bit of dent in the middle. Not quite a donut, but when they'll shrink up when they cook. If it's too much in the middle, you'll just get a ball rather than a burger. Okay, so just before you're putting them into the pan, this is what it should be looking like. Nice bit of thickness, just less than an inch thick, and then lovely round burger shape. So we're going to do the onions into rings. We just want to prepare that so you've got it ready at the same time as the beef. It takes a couple of minutes less, but you might as well have it ready to go. The pan's just about going to be hot enough, and you want the onions to kind of cook down so that they're going to be nice and soft. I'm not a fan of the McDonald's style pretty much raw onion in a burger. Okay, so the pan's hot enough now. You should hear a little sizzle when the burger's going on. Just flatten it down against the pan. You want to put a little bit of oil in the pan so it's not going to stick to it. Okay, and then you actually want to give them quite a few minutes while they just sit on one side. It'll all firm up on one side. You don't want to turn them over before they've cooked on that side, otherwise they'll fall apart in the pan. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 3 minutes now on a pretty high heat. It's really starting to spit and sizzle a bit. I reckon it's about ready to turn it over. Yeah, look at that. Bring it in close, that looks gorgeous. Time to get the onions on with it now. I'll just turn the temperature down a bit. I don't have a gas oven. If you had a gas hob, you'd keep it on about a medium heat at this point. I'm going to turn it down lower. Okay, so it's been cooking for about 6-7 minutes now. The onions are starting to go soft. If you want to just keep turning them so they don't catch. The beef is lovely. You can just feel it's a little bit soft still in the middle, but that's getting close to being done. I'm just going to check on the sweet potato fries. They'll probably need turning. So they're starting to get a lovely little bit of crisp on the edge. I'm just going to turn them over so it cooks a bit evenly. You can see how it's shrunk a little bit from the original size because a lot of the water escapes in the cooking process. Go back in for another 5 minutes or so. It's almost finished. I'm just going to melt a little bit of Stilton onto them, so just put that on the top and then that'll melt beautifully. All for me. Okay, so you can see that the cheese is just starting to melt nicely onto the burgers. Burgers will be cooked through now. I'm actually going to lift these out onto the brioche buns now, so they're going to rest on there for a little bit while the onions and sweet potato fries finish up. Okay, so just putting the burgers onto the brioche there. Brioche, you can get it now from pretty much all supermarkets. You can make your own if you want, probably watch a Paul Hollywood video for that. But the stuff you can buy in the shops is great. And those onions are just going to cook away slowly. I'm just going to put a little bit of balsamic in with them, just to give it that slight chutney-esque glaze. Okay, so this is just going to cook away for another 2-3 minutes. It's already soft, but we just want the balsamic just to cook away a bit, and it'll sweeten up a bit more. Now let's get the fries out of the oven. That's looking pretty glorious. You can just see the texture on those. Some of those just starting to marble and pop up a bit. Some are a bit more charred than others. We like a bit of variety. Yeah, that's perfect. Lovely and soft. Let's start plating up. Okay, so just putting the mustard on here, and then we're going to put on the onions and then the tomato. I've gone with a strong English mustard. It's beef, it's Stilton, it's big flavours. Beef can take it, the mustard's another big flavour. Okay, now the final touch. Just pile these onions on. And that'll help finish the Stilton to melt. As well as giving you that extra layer of lovely oniony goodness with a little bit of sweet and sour from the balsamic. Have a look at that for a very happy burger.